No fears, no chains.
Invites you to live a life of emotional abundance.
Written by Vanessa Pisuto. Narrated by Belinda Sainsbury.
A pleasant good morning, dear friends. Today, November the 1st, our devotion is entitled The Top. Our scripture reading is taken from Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 13. If you listen to these commands of the Lord your God that I am giving you today, and if you carefully obey them, the Lord will make you the head and not the tail, and you will always be on top and never at the bottom. A new apartment building is being built a few blocks from my house. For weeks I heard the hum of motors and the sound of tools, but could not see anything from my window. Today, a huge orange crane appeared and began moving beams and brick piles from here to there. In its cabin, from a privileged height and view, a man moved the crane's arm as if it was the easiest thing in the world. Maturity in the kingdom involves gaining an elevated perspective for what appears to be obstacles in everyday life, writes Graham Cook in his article, Turning Obstacles into Elevation. Elevation allows us to see from God's perspective, so we learn to navigate life with greater ease and confidence, he adds. Maturing spiritually, according to Graham, implies acknowledging that every problem and every challenge is, or at least could be, a crane that lifts us up. God, in His wisdom, is willing to allow obstacles in our lives even though He could prevent them. The more we mature, the more we understand that obstacles are an opportunity to gain an elevated perspective. God leads us not only forward, but also upward. When we have faith, problems, criticisms, and taunts become steps or elevators that take us to a higher plane in our experience with God. In Thoughts from the Mount of Blessing, Ellen G. White writes, if received in faith, the trial that seems so bitter and hard to bear will prove a blessing. The Lord will work for all who put their trust in Him. Precious victories will be gained by the faithful. Precious lessons will be learned. Precious experiences will be realized. Today, whatever problems and hardships you face, take a few seconds to think of a big orange crane. This experience will lead you to a higher place. It will be a blessing and not a curse. Do not fear, only believe. The criticism, problems, difficult emotions, and even taunts I face today are the steps I need in order to reach a higher place. Lord, I know you will increase my faith and give me an elevated perspective. My problems are merely orange cranes you will use to give me an elevated spiritual perspective in life. If you listen to these commands of the Lord your God that I am giving you today, and if you carefully obey them, the Lord will make you the head and not the tail, and you will always be on top and never at the bottom. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 13.